Got ourselves team 1 together with Alonia. We got Darla, we got Fassel, we got Thane, and we got Jesus versus Boomy King over for the team 2. The Gangster returning. How you doing? I think we saw this guy first time on PTR. We got Jims over for that team as well as a Rogue. Maz is a Warlock. Oh, it's a mad good looking Mog. We got us a Safushi gonna be first up as a Necrolord Assassination Rogue versus the Death Knight. As the DK just walking away from a new pillar, gonna be Safushi opening up while Fleshcraft Shield is still rolling, landing that kid in the shot. As the Death Knight goes for a full IBF, getting himself the full grippy hand rolling in, gonna be empowering the army of the undead. Safushi with the disarm while invasion of Cloak of Shadows. This man is burning every defensive with a vendetta into the Death Knight. As the DK trying to keep the rogue slow, trying to chain of ice him down, getting the full army that are joining in. Safushi trying to see if he can bail out of the yoinking him back in. The Safushi getting his on as he's super low. Actually, could do going down. Is the dots going to do enough damage? Death and Decay dodging it, but the dots I think are still rolling on him. As unfortunately is going to be caught out of stealth yet again. Just has to, since he has no pillar, has to open up back on the Death Knight with a stun. Going to be a quick trinket human racial. Jesus get hit with a blind, but the slime pet, the Kevin Slime, does go from a spit from far. Or maybe it's a Skulker, because he does have a bow. Gonna be the Gangster not giving the Death Knight opportunity to recover at all. Just going with a full rat-a-tat, just blasting him out with aim shots and rapid fires. DK does burn a death pack really early, sacrificing that pet. He's gonna have to summon a new one. But he did end up sacrificing the pet after he death packed it though. So he doesn't get a lot of healing off of it. Still recovered quite a lot of health from death strikes though. And there goes the new pet. Gangsta blasted out the DK as best as he can, doing all the damage he can. But it looks like a lot of the pressure from him is kind of gone, disengaging but into a wall. So that's really unfortunate. Freezing Trap on the pet, which is not the worst. You really want to Freezing Trap the Death Knight, but the pet is quite a lot of that damage output. Trying to get some aim shots to sunk into the Death Knight. Gangsta going in for a turtle shell with a flesh cut, looking for recovery. The Death Knight goes for a flesh cut as well as the army of the undead is chasing after the hunter, gripping it back in. Chain of Ice. Scattershot does separate in two for just a second. Gangsta trying to set up for big damage, going to be big explosive into Jesus with a freezing trap as he gets super low. Gangsta at no health whatsoever. Just give himself a little bit extra fire, but it looks like he just continued to get aim shots into the Death Knight back to back. He's not backing out of there at all. He just continued to bring the fight to the DK, but a Death Coil does end up taking him out. With Unholy Death Knights actually getting buffed for PvP. A lot of the conduits do more damage, like the Death Coil procs are a lot stronger than before. Also, the pet do more damage. They're, what are they called? Festering Wounds do more damage when they pop them. Jesus getting hit with all the dots as Maz is playing a madman of an affliction warlock, trying to see if he can ride the DK down. Gonna be a fear as the DK still got mad dots on him. Lynchborn, so he can give himself a little bit of survivability. Spell Warden is proccing, but it should be at 50% value that it normally is. Mad's trying to amp up all these dots even more, porting away as the Death Knight rotting with those dots. Does have IBF and a full bar of runic power, so he can go for a lot of healing. Mad's trying to get himself as much healing with a drain life as he can, but the army of the dead joins in. Stun onto the warlock. Trinkets out of it with a mortal call versus Jesus. Jesus does end up picking up the eyes by accident, so taking 5% more damn. So Matt should be able to take advantage of that, dropping down full dots on Jesus, just trying to see if he can walk out of there. The Death Knight is going to be rotting down little by little. Does need to catch up to Mads. He does need to catch up next to him and get as many death strikes as possible, but looks like he's recovered quite a bit of health, even though he's the one dotted up. Mads going for the dark bag. Does not play with a pet, so he doesn't have any way to like CC Jesus or anything. Trying to get some more dots with Jesus. Looks like he's going to be interrupted by the Death Knight. Death Knight is rotting quite a bit though. Mads still able to get a bunch of dots. Deathbolt, but the AMS protects him completely. With Deathbolt doing dot damage, I don't even think Deathbolt even connected really. Matt's getting interrupted with that pet as he does end up building them for quite a big drain life. Gonna be a stun around the corner. The Death that backs up out to get a flesh count. And Maz does not have an interrupt ready. I wonder what pet he sacrificed for this duel. Sometimes Warlocks like to sacrifice the Blueberry for a little bit extra of a, like a health bolster, like a rallying cry, but from the pet effect. Drain life onto the pet, does go for the stun. Mads needs to make sure he gets his dots fully rotted up, with Agony in particular, so you can go for the biggest possible dot damage build with the Drain life. The more dots of Agony he has, the more healing he's going to get from Drain. But it's going to be a Seed Pod as it dips really, really low, with the Death Knight most likely burning through a Seed Pod, not given an opportunity to recover. Boomy, living to the name, playing Boomy King, and it's playing Boom Kid, bash onto Jesus. As he does get a Thorns, looking like he's going to be a full Incarnation Burst. Death Knight dropping down a full Dome, getting knocked out of it, yoinking the Booming back in as the Death Knight tries to stay in the Dome as best possible. Grippy Hand is going to get it. Boomkin back to him, back to back, trying to shift into Bear Form just to get a bit of healing. But the Boomy still has full burst. He just doesn't have the resources to make it happen. He doesn't start casting Wrath. He doesn't start casting Star Fury, anything. He doesn't start casting any other spell because he can't get cast at the moment. Jesus does have AMS in case things really get hairy for him. Boomy dropping down in health little by little. That's going to be a stun. No, does have a trinket actually. I was going to say maybe not. But he does have a trinket. Boomy not doing all that good. Chain of Ice slowing him down, and the dots and the pet are just rotting him over time. Got himself friends in region, but it is reduced. We're only at a 5-minute mark though. Jesus trying to go for an interrupt, missing it, and allows the Boomy to go for a flash cap. So this man is not playing Necro. Actually, no, he's not playing Kyrian, Ventier, or Fae, which is what we see usually Boomies play. He's a Necrolord, which works out for Ori really, really well. Ori, the Boomkin from an A, just plays a full dot build, and quite a lot of spells are actually amped up by the Necrolord ability, the Swarm. Like Fury of Elune is actually considered as a dot, so it's amped by it. Interrupt missed by Jesus. Boomkin could potentially go and just heal himself right now. Barskin to survive. Potentially got the juke. Trying to go for a juke, but then he puts himself right on top of the Death Knight, who just channels Flesh Cap just to make sure he's extra healthy. We've been trying to go for the biggest juke possible. This man just used Typhoon in order to juke out Jesus, I think. Next time we better set up a Typhoon or something. As the Death Knight try to play it as carefully as he can, sacrificing the pen just to make sure he's as healthy as possible, as we're hitting almost in that 7-minute mark. Only 11% dampener, and Boomy so far has been survivable. He got Fear of Elune coming back very, very soon. Potentially could go for even more self-healing. Bear Form as much as he can to get the friends in region rolling. Quick roll onto the Death Knight as he's trying to chain the Boomy down. Grip putting him back out with the army that it is. Definitely needs to use Chain of Ice a lot more, but the power shift for the Druid, keeping him mobile, keeping him healthy for now. And Boomy still continues to try to see if he can keep the pressure versus the Death Knight. The army that it joins in as the Boomy gains Incarnation. Trinkets out of that stun, but still taking a lot of damage though. That's in full Army of the Dead. The Death Knight could go for very defensive play. AMS's Boomy got nothing left. It looks like, I think it's going to be over for this Boomkin. Getting yoinked back in. He's barely surviving. He doesn't have whatever healing he has while in Guardian form. Trying to get himself healing when he regrows. It's potentially going to be an interrupt. Trying to juke out the Death Knight. Doesn't get the juke. But it's all right back next to him. Should have just left out. Should have just left as far away as it could. Interrupted, and Boomy, does he have anything left at all? This man is living by the skin of his teeth, dude. By the little feathers on his Boomy's, on his Boomy body. Wait, almost had the juke. Wait, if he just stayed up above, that actually would have been the perfect juke he needed, as the Death Knight created opportunity for this Druid. But instead gonna stun him. How is this man still alive, by the way? 23% dampening. He is still kicking. Maybe Necrolord is the go-to now the Druid's healing got nerfed. Maybe Necrolord is a play. Still trying to chase away from the Death Knight as best as he can, just running for his life. Does have Fury of Elune and Thorns coming back up. Maybe could make something happen with it. Trying to get interrupted on Cyclone. Not gonna happen. Is he trying to go for a Flesh Cut potentially? Maybe. Grippy Hand up for the DK. Most likely going to have the Army of the Dead. Quick yoink away. Boomy trying to escape, but it's going to be yet another grip. Again, just trying to get away, but the Chain of Ice and the yoinks from the grip, from the Abomination Limb, are just not letting him go anywhere at all. But he's still alive. 9 minutes, 27 seconds, and this guy's just doing the very best to survive. But this stun could be the end, potentially. Unless he's got something left. Bash. Jesus is straight up just using IBF just to get himself out of CC. My goodness, that was a lot of damage taken and a lot of damage healed. Jim's up next, charging out as an Outlaw Rogue. Playing with a cheat death, which we'll see how that works out. Getting a shot on Jesus, potentially could go for big damage. Going to be a Kyrian. I haven't seen Kyrian Outlaw in a while. I think most people are Necrolord for the survivability, or Vente for just raw damage output. As Jesus, plenty of health. Jim's trying to see if he can crack it to his defensives, but Jim's just not doing that good health-wise. Cloak of Shadows, and I think it's over. Vanishes as he gets hit by a Death Coil. Death and Decay almost dies to Death and Decay. I guess your Death would have saved him, right? I guess it would have kept him alive. As the Death Knight looking for the eyes to see if he might be able to get himself an opportunity to find the Rogue. What I just watched, bro, I don't even know how the Boomy survived for as long as he did, but he did do it. The Gruul giving Gems away, and the Rogue trying to recover as best as he can, grapple hooking out of there. Should be able to wait out the eyes for the from the DK. Jesus goes to pick up a second set. And it's kind of keeping it. Wait, is one of the pets chasing after him? Yo, one of the pets definitely sees ya. Wait, one of the pets definitely saw you, even though the eyes were done. That Skulker knows where he was at. He got a sharp eye. That Skulker literally has the sharpest eye ever. Jim's trying to see if he can get away from the Skulker. Has to get in combo with that thing. With a ghoul on the other side. Could maybe be... Yeah, I was going to say Jesus could empower the ghoul. I think Jim's just going to die to the pet. Literally dead to the pet. Death Call should end him maybe, potentially. Gripped him in, blind. It's over. A 1v5, boys. That's a lot of healing, by the way. I don't know how the DK healed as much as it did, but he healed a lot. I don't even understand it, bro. I don't understand. All right, let's get another group bonus, yeah? Let's get maybe Sentry versus Team Jester.